Good morning, dear students. So today I welcome you all on this online session of our information technology unit 2 of class 10th standard. Now, up to previous discussions we have completed. In our last discussions we have seen the application of digital documentation, that is uh, main merge wizard, correct? Now in this session we will first of all begin our discussion of electronic spreadsheet with the concepts which we have already discussed in our previous classes. That is, today's class will be an introductory session on electronic spreadsheet, and moreover in class 10th standard, the unit 2 that we are going to discuss in class 10th standard is just the continuation of the topic which we have discussed in case of electronic spreadsheet in class 10th class 9th standard. Now here spreadsheet simply means, as you can see, the definition of spreadsheet has been mentioned in front of us: a kind of computer application for organization, storage, analysis of data in tabular format. Now, whenever there is a need for systematic arrangement of data, analysis of data, and storage of data in a suitable storage medium, in such situation we go ahead with an application tool which is also called spreadsheet, which is also known as spreadsheet. This program will operate in data entered in the cells of a table. Now, the program or the application or the computer application, that is this spreadsheet, remember, will always works on the data which is inserted inside the cells of a table. Means whatever the content that has been inserted, whatever the content that will be kept for organization, that will be kept for analysis, and later half will be kept in the form of spreadsheet, which will be made up of tables. Okay, which will be made up of tables consisting of lots of cells, or in general they are also considered as grid. That means what? Whenever we will store data in a spreadsheet, the data has to be entered inside the cells or rectangular block like this. The grid will be like this. Inside this grid only we need to enter our data. Okay, so this is the concept of spreadsheet. Whenever we arrange our data systematically in tabular format for organization, analysis, and storage, then that is known as spreadsheet. That particular application program is also called spreadsheet. Now, a spreadsheet is made up of rows and columns. A spreadsheet is made up of rows and columns. The row name will begin from, the column name will start from A, B, C, and it will continue up to AMZ. Okay. So not AMZ. While the column row name will start from 1 and it will continue up to 1048576. Okay, so in general there are a total of columns 1024, when rows are, total number of rows are 1048576. So before getting into the detailed description of this spreadsheet, let me define these two terms first. Rows. What are rows and columns? The rows are simply the vertical arrangement of data. Whenever we arrange data in vertical, whenever we arrange the data vertically, it is called as column. For example, if we go ahead and insert the data in a coulomb, then it will be like this. Say x, y, z, a, b, c. These are the series of data, p, q, r, and so on. These are the series of data. Now, whenever we are inserting the data inside our spreadsheet vertically, whenever we are arranging the data into our spreadsheet vertically, then that is vertical arrangement is also known as coulombs, while horizontal arrangement of data is also known as rows. So if we go ahead and insert the data like this, x, y, z, a, b, c, 1, 2, p, q, r, 3, 4, and so on. Now this is a horizontal alignment, correct? This is horizontal arrangement of data inside our cells. So this will be considered as this set of arrangement horizontally is also known as rows, while vertical arrangement is called coulombs. So in general, always remember there are a total of 1048576 rows, while number of coulombs are 1024. Okay. Now the name of last coulomb is AMJ in case of LibreOffice Calc. In case of LibreOffice Calc, and in order to reach this last coulomb, there is a shortcut key, that is the last coulomb shortcut key is Control plus right arrow key. Okay, whenever you press Control and right arrow keys together, you will reach the last coulomb of the spreadsheet. Similarly, when there is a need for coming to the bottom row, last row or bottom row, then the shortcut key is CTRL plus downward arrow key. So simply press Control and downward arrow keys together, you will reach the last row, that is 104856 row. While if you press Control and right arrow key, you will be moving to the last coulomb, that is AMG. Okay, so remember, this is the concept of spreadsheet. Now, whenever we are considering a spreadsheet is generally made up of a group of worksheets. Always remember, whenever we consider the concept of spreadsheet is generally made up of a series of worksheets. What are worksheets? These grids, when arranged, 2 to 3 grids are arranged together, then they are considered as worksheets. So in general, in any of the application, in any of the spreadsheet application, by default there are 3 number of worksheets available. Okay, by default there are 3 worksheets and 3 number of worksheets which are available whenever we open any spreadsheet application, and based on our requirement we can insert or delete. Now there is a shortcut key for insertion of worksheet into our spreadsheet. That shortcut key is Shift plus F11. So this is the basic concept of a spreadsheet application. Fine. A computer application which is used for the organization, storage and analysis of data in tabular format is also known as spreadsheet. Now the application program operates in data entered in cells of a table. That means what? Whenever we, until and unless we don't enter data into the cells of that particular table in a spreadsheet application, we cannot work on those data. Okay, so this is the concept of spreadsheet. By default there are 3 worksheets. A spreadsheet is generally made up of a rectangular arrangement of this kind of sheets, which are also called worksheet. By default there are a total of 3 sheets available whenever we have opened the spreadsheet application for the very first time, and based on our requirement, if there is a need for insertion or deletion of any of the worksheet, for insertion there is a shortcut key, that is Shift plus F11, while deletion we can delete it directly by choosing the delete key. Okay. Similarly, in a general spreadsheet, in a worksheet there are a total of 1024 coulombs. Coulombs are what? Whenever we arrange the data inside the cells of a spreadsheet application vertically, then that particular vertical arrangement of information or data is also known as coulombs, while horizontal insertion or arrangement of data is also called rows. So vertically means top to bottom, horizontally left to right. Okay. Now there are a total of how many coulombs? 1024 coulombs in our spreadsheet application, and a total of 1048576 rows. Fine. Now once there is a need, suppose I have done something, I have done some task onto my spreadsheet application. Now my requirement is to move to the bottom row of my spreadsheet application. Then in order to reach the bottom row or the bottom cell of our spreadsheet application, there is a shortcut key, that is Control plus downward arrow key, while in order to reach the actual right hand side of our spreadsheet, that is the last column, we can choose Control plus right arrow. Okay, and moreover the last column which is there in our worksheet, in our spreadsheet application, the name of that column is AMG. Okay, so this is the basic concepts of a spreadsheet. A spreadsheet is generally made up of a group of rectangular blocks which are also called cells. Now here, see, these are certain rectangular blocks. So let us discuss some of the terminologies related to this spreadsheet application. First thing, before discussing the terminology, let me guide you through some of the spreadsheet applications which are readily available in order to perform all our tasks, in order to perform all our activities. The simplest example is MS Excel, which is present inside our MS Office application. While the second kind of application, spreadsheet application, is LibreOffice Calc, which is present inside LibreOffice application, LibreOffice tool. Similarly, the third category is OpenOffice Calc, which is present inside OpenOffice software. And moreover, one more thing we should remember is that both of these two applications are free and open source. Okay, means they are readily available over the internet. They can be easily accessed over the internet. And based on our requirement, if we know programming or coding, then we can change the source code as well based on our requirement. While this is a proprietary software, or in order to use this particular application, we need to purchase the license key. Okay, so these are the three types of application which we are going to use whenever we will be discussing the spreadsheet application. Moreover, apart from this, in case of Excel, we should also remember two most important things, that is the extension in which an Excel file is saved. The extension in which our spreadsheet application is being saved, spreadsheet files are saved. For MS Excel, the extension is .xlsx. Okay, so the extension is, by default, the extension is, for Excel it is .xlsx, .xlsx. For LibreOffice Calc, it is .open document ODS. ODS. Okay. Open document sheet. For LibreOffice it is ODS. Similarly for OpenOffice the extension will be also ODS. So these are the few of the basics related to spreadsheet application. Now one by one we will discuss some of its terminologies of spreadsheet. One by one we will discuss some of the terminologies of spreadsheet, followed by the actual topic of our discussion of class 10 standard. So the first thing which we are going to discuss, first few things which we are going to discuss, the very first thing which we are going to discuss is cell. What is a cell? As we have already discussed, a spreadsheet application is made up of cell and we need to insert the data inside the cells only. Correct? Now, see, this is a spreadsheet. Say, this is our spreadsheet. Okay, it is made up of a grid. It is made up of grid. Now if you go ahead and observe, each and every grid is made by the combination of rectangular blocks, and this rectangular blocks, that is rows and columns. This is columns. These 1, 2, 3, 4 are rows. Correct? So each and every worksheet is made up of grid, and this grid is generally made up of a combination of rows and columns. Now the point of intersection between rows and columns, suppose here a column is getting intersected with row number 1. Correct? Similarly here a column intersected with second row. Here B column is getting intersected with 2. So this intersection point, the intersection point of intersection between a rows and column is also called as cell. Okay, so in short, the point of intersection between rows and columns are also called as cell. Now from cell, one more term came up, that is active cell. Now here what happens, whenever we are working on the spreadsheet application, we should always remember, whenever we are working with spreadsheet application, we should always remember that the text or the numbers or the values, whatever may be the content that has to be dealt with, has to be inserted inside a particular cell, then only we can work. Correct? Now in order to insert any data inside a cell, first of all we need to bring the mouse cursor to that particular cell. Suppose I need to insert at this very location. The location is, this is called B column intersecting in 4th row. So this is the location B4. Okay, now in order to insert some values in B4, we first of all need to select this cell. So once a cell is being selected, it gets highlighted with a black border. That highlighted cell will also be called as active cell. Okay, a highlighted cell is also called active cell. Now the third is cell reference. Third is cell reference. What is actually a cell reference? So whenever we are inserting the data in any of the cells, suppose I have selected this cell. Okay, After selection in the name bar, it will simply display. Here it will be a name bar. Before this, before our grid, there are certain set of tabs which are available. On the left hand side, you will get a name bar. Here, on the right hand side, you will get a formula bar containing fx followed by a blank space where our formula will be depicted. Correct? So in the name bar, as soon as we select this cell, the name of that cell will be coming up, that is B4. This particular location of the cell is also known as cell reference. So in general, a cell reference is the address of that address of the location where we are going to work. Cell reference in short can also be considered as cell address which has been cell address which has been selected or highlighted. Okay, so this is cell reference. Now apart from these three, few more terminologies are there. We will discuss one by one. Now apart from this cell reference, the next terminology which we are going to discuss is range of cell. Whenever we need to select a group of adjacent cells, adjacent values, suppose we have entered the values 13, 14, 15, 16 in this block of adjacent cells in Coulomb. Okay, so whenever we select those adjacent set of cells together, that becomes the range of cells. So here, if we go ahead and choose the cell reference, concept of cell reference, our range will be like this: B4, B5, B6, B7. Correct? In short, range of cells can also be represented as B4 colon B7. See, the range of cell is generally being utilized in order to reduce the tedious effort involved in inserting the name of each and every adjacent block of cells. Okay, so in order to reduce the tedious task of inserting the name of each and every cell, instead we simply place a colon symbol in between the first and the last cell, in between which all those blocks lies. So this is known as range of cell. A block of adjacent cells in a worksheet is also called as range of cell. So in short, it can be defined as a block of adjacent cell in a worksheet. A block of adjacent cell in a worksheet is called range of cell. Now here, see, adjacency is maintained how? B4 followed by B5, B6 and B7. We have selected these four values which are adjacent to each other. Okay, and this kind of selection which moves from top to bottom along the Coulomb is also known by another name, that is Coulomb range. So there are mainly three types of range. First one is Coulomb range, second one is row range, second one is row range, and the third one is row Coulomb range. Coulomb range. I will cite each and I will depict explain each and every types of range with an example. See, whenever we are selecting a set of adjacent cell along a column, it becomes adjacent column range. Okay, here in this case, if we select the range as B4 colon B7, then it becomes column range. Similarly, if we are selecting a set of adjacent cells along rows, then it becomes row range. Here 13, suppose 17, 19. Now we need to select all these three data together in order to perform a particular operation. Okay, so in order to select this, we can directly write, instead of writing B4 comma C4 comma D4, we can directly write B4 colon D4. So this will be the row range. But whenever there is a need for selecting a set of adjacent cells along rows as well as columns, in such situation we go ahead with this. For example, if we need to select this set of rows and columns together, this set of cells together up to this, so it will be, the first location is B4 and the last location is D7. So our row column range will be B4 colon D7. Okay, so this is the concept of range. Okay, with this I would like to conclude today's discussion. In our next discussion we will discuss entering data into a spreadsheet.